Hello and welcome to a celebration of the third birthday of Strictly Limited Games. I'm John Linneman and I'm here to discuss what it takes to bring these games to market and just some of the passion behind it. And to discuss this, I am joined by one of the key members working on these projects, Dennis Mendel. Dennis, welcome.
Hi.
So thanks for having me down to your headquarters to discuss this. And this is an interesting one because, well, you guys are based in Germany, which is unusual for a publisher of this. So I think a lot of people that may have checked out some of your games before might be wondering, how did this all get started? And why don't you explain some of your background and why you're located here?
Yeah, actually, this all happened by accident, actually, because when I started with everything, after university, I went to science and there I was focusing on game history, game effects, and Japanese games and such. And then basically I switched sides. I went to Square Enix in London, worked there for a year about. And then we decided to go back to Germany. And I was searching for a place where we could continue, and then I found this place, and basically that's where it all started and how it all started, because then basically my hobby, my leisure came into play. And
you're a collector as well, kind of like myself. Like you've worked in the industry, but you also love this stuff. I mean, you love classic games and modern games alike, so it kind of really helps build a foundation.
Yeah, I think exactly. It's basically my hobby. I mean, little Dennis is now doing games that he played as a child, and now I'm in the very happy to be able to work with the people that created some of my beloved games in my childhood.
And that's great. I mean, so in the recent years, there's been kind of a rise in this sort of like publishing physical versions of games. And as somebody that is really into these games as well, I really appreciate it. As somebody that I don't mind the digital distribution, but I always like having a good physical product. So before we actually ever met, I was a customer first and foremost. So I purchased some of those initial releases that you guys put out. And I guess that's kind of what really interests me is like, it's a slightly different focus. It's not just about putting the game out. It's about building these like really high quality packages with really nice sort of the magnetic flip open covers, lots of bonus stuff inside, plus the game itself. So we're going to talk about some of that stuff today.
Yeah. I think I can say I'm collecting games since maybe 30 years or something. So I really know how it feels to open up a box and go through the content and enjoy it. Even the smell of a newly opened game is just something that reminds me of the good old days, and I don't want to miss that. So
I'm right there with you. So you have some announcements to make about the birthday stuff, and that's actually kind of why you asked me here to discuss this, and this is exciting. So this is the third year you guys have been doing this. How are you guys celebrating for this then? Like, this is the big three. What kind of stuff do you have lined up?
Yeah, for our third anniversary, we thought we should release something special and something that refers to our history, basically, and what we mean with Strictly Limited, like creating a physical version for preservation, having something that shows that we want to go the extra mile by bringing back games that haven't been available before. And all this we want to show during our anniversary offering, basically. So cool. So we thought we will be starting the pre-orders for the Aquario game. We came up with some nice ideas, and we can't wait to show this to the fans out there for the collector's editions and the standard edition. And the cover art and the artworks and everything was drawn by the original artist, which is really wonderful.
I love that artwork.
So this
super cool.
Whole project basically is really like a project that's just being started in the recent year or something, because we do the new cover art, we do everything, but with the original team from the 90s. So this is really wonderful to have this this new old release basically with everything that you would expect, and we try to celebrate the origins, the arcade origins, by recreating some marquee sticker and everything that you would have had when the original arcade machine would have come out back then.
That's cool. See, if you really wanted to go all the way, though, you'd actually build a replica of the arcade board itself. That works. With the JAMA Edge connector and all. No, I'm just kidding.
I would love, maybe, actually, I would have loved to do that. Also to put it in my arcade machine back at home. But maybe next time. Maybe later.
There we go.
But for now, we try to at least show a lot of items or add a lot of items that would have been created if there had been.
That's cool. So you're trying to recreate sort of the experience around the game, had it existed at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's interesting because, I mean, it seems like because of the nature of its release, it actually might get a lot more attention than it would have, like a platformer in the mid-90s. It would have been one of those games destined to become, if it got a home port even, it would have been like one of those super expensive Saturn games that very few people would get a chance to play.
Yeah, true.
So it's cool that it's coming out now in this way.
It's really awesome that people can see the quality of this game, the love that the Westone team put into this game. And also I am looking forward to tell the story, the whole story, the history, the background of this game, because the original developers had so much to tell about this game. And we really want to add this to the art book to represent the history of this.
That's cool, and I'm sure they're really happy to finally get this game out there. Let people really play it and sort of share information about it.
This is the good thing. I mean, of course they are professionals, it's business, they need to pay their rent, their bills as well. Still, they are like fans, like ourselves, super happy to get this game finally released. They are supporting us a lot, and this feels really wonderful because it's more like friends working together and creating something awesome. And such an important piece of Japanese gaming history. This is something we can't celebrate enough, actually.
It's cool. And so what? How else are you celebrating the third birthday? Not the Parasite Eve type, but this third birthday.
Good game, basically. With 3 years of Strictly Limited, we are not only celebrating with Aquario, we will be also having our first PlayStation VR title this time.
Nice.
Last Labyrinth. Also a really awesome game. And it will be our first PlayStation VR release. So
cool.
I really hope that people will like it. It's a hidden gem, basically. It's a really, really good game.
Who worked on that one?
It's also, they made a Kickstarter campaign back then. The music, the title song is sung by Stephanie Joosten, better known as Quiet from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So this is also a very great project and a great game. So it also represents our activities, bringing physical versions of digital-only games.
Always important.
Preserving games. So Last Labyrinth Aquario is part of our newer endeavors regarding creating or finishing games, bringing back games that have never been released, like the game Archaeology. And with Last Labyrinth, we bring out a game that's already available in digital form, but we think this game really deserves a physical release. And actually, I really enjoy PlayStation VR, and I deeply enjoy this game on PlayStation VR. So I hope our customers will like it.
Okay, so what's the third game then?
Yeah, well, the third game is back to our roots.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, our first release was Tokyo 42, an awesome game.
Oh yeah, I think I even have that right here.
Yeah, beautiful
the PlayStation 4 version there. That is a really nice looking game.
It's an awesome soundtrack and beautiful visuals.
Yeah.
So this is where we started, and then our second game was Griffin Knight Epic.
Okay.
Like let's say, a cute 'em up, a shoot 'em up, a very cute shoot 'em up, which at that time not that many people have heard before, but it was so well done, and we thought we really need to create a physical version of it, and now for our 3rd anniversary, the Switch version will be finished.
Oh, cool.
So with some additional content. Okay. So we thought, okay, this is a good time to bring out a game that we released in our very, very early days, now on Switch, to celebrate it, to show it to the Switch customers and to celebrate.
Cool.
Our birthday with this great title as well.
So that's 3 nice games coming up. There's a lot of stuff in the works still. Do you have any other teasers or any information about other stuff that's maybe hasn't been announced, or like, is there anything we can look forward to?
I think a very important thing is to mention that we will change our release to get away from this monthly release rhythm. We don't necessarily have to release a game at the end of each month. I mean, basically, it puts a lot of additional stress on everybody involved in this, and leads to additional complications in some situations. So we thought, hey, we don't need to do that anymore. Let's just say we will have pretty much the same quantity as before. That it will not turn into 5 releases every 2 months or something like this. But we don't want to release something or announce something where we are not completely finished with. I think it will also help a lot to have more reliable shipping dates. We will be able to get these games out faster than before, and everything. And I think this is really important to address, because I completely understand that some people are anxiously waiting for their game to arrive, and we really want to keep them happy, as this is, of course, very important.
Definitely. Obviously with pressures of getting stuff out the door, you want to try to get them out, but at least as somebody that's purchased many of your releases, I'd rather you get it right. It's better that the game, especially before, when it was just indie games that already existed, it's a lot easier, I think, to get them released. But when you're doing actual development now and bringing stuff back, suddenly the projects become a lot more complex. And,
absolutely.
I think it's important to take the time to get it right. So I appreciate that that's your attitude for it, as opposed to, no, we just got to get it done and get it out.
Yeah, no, and this is nothing we want. I mean, we don't want to make any trade-offs, and this is the way we think we can handle this best, because then we can focus on our developments, and then after that, and after everything is working properly, then we can prepare our monthly, or no longer monthly release. We can prepare our next release and make sure that everything is ready on time, without sitting here at night, 2:00 a.m. or something, getting the final stuff ready.
I kind of picture this is how you guys must look in those final moments of preparation somehow.
Actually, even worse. So this will help everybody to make it less stressful and even more reliable, because then we can focus on whatever needs to be focused on at that point of time.
Cool. Okay.
I think this will be a very big change.
So with this big change in mind, then, what do we have to look forward to coming up besides the stuff that we've talked about today? Obviously, there's got to be more projects in the work.
Yes, of course there are. With Aquario, I mean, it's still not finished yet, and we are in the final stretch with the Terrican Anthology, the strictly limited releases of the Terrican Anthology, to get the additional content and everything. But besides that, we will have some really nice announcements ready for next year. So people who love Japanese arcade games or just wonderful 2D pixel art will be, I think, very pleased to see these games coming up.
So without saying anything about what those are or anything else is, are there any other games that you have an eye on that you want to revive in the way you did with Aquario?
Yeah, we have some projects targeted, but as you know, it takes a lot of efforts and preparations to get your hands on not only the source code or what's ever left of this game,
right,
but also to get all licensing stuff done. And one of the next projects we are currently working on is a very complex project with a lot of licensing stuff and everything. But we try to keep things going on with our game archaeology, because it's so important to make these games finally available to the fans.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm really glad about that. I love this kind of stuff. So, but I think that's kind of most of the topics we wanted to discuss. But there is one more thing I think we should take a look at. It's a sweet surprise, maybe something to celebrate the third birthday, if you will. Whoa!
This is really awesome.
That is intense. So that's the celebration cake, huh? So what's going on here?
Yeah, this is a really awesome cake. I think this is the first time that I see it from such a close distance. It really looks nice. One of our team members put I think Milan put more than 15 hours of work into this.
Wow, so 15 hours of work. So yeah, you didn't just go to the bakery and say, make us a cake. You actually decided to make a strictly limited cake.
Actually, as all our releases, even the cake is special and
so
not...
when can customers expect to get their hands on this cake?
Unfortunately, as much as I would love to make our customers happy, in this case, I think I'm a cookie monster. So
you're claiming this one. You claim stake in this one then.
But you will get a piece of it.
All right. I claim a piece at least. All right. So I think that's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for inviting me down to talk with you about this. It's fun to learn more about what goes on and sort of building these sort of limited release games and things like that. So again, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, John, for your time and actually for helping us to explain some things behind the scenes, because we haven't done this so often in the past.
That's what I do, behind the scenes stuff. So it's a little different though. I mean, this is more like, I love physical games, as anybody that's followed my work knows. So it's cool to be able to help out in any way to support what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have something like this to give some background to what's going on here. And as I'm not so often in the forums again recently, because the workload is a bit intense, or has become a bit intense with our projects, there's not much way to spread the word or to explain things. So it's a great opportunity. So thanks a lot, John.
Of course. Thank you everybody for watching.